Okay, BMW E60 M5 intake plenum removal. So I thought I'd do a separate video on this because it is quite an involved job just in itself. You're going to want to get these out of the way if you're working on the throttle bodies, thermostat, throttle actuators. It is a very frustrating, very awkward job. There are some hoses with plastic connectors under there, and if you go rushing into the job you're likely to break something, so it's just one of them jobs you need to take your time with. So the two plenums are fitted to the engine on the throttle bodies. They're connected with hose clips, so there's 5 either side, 10 altogether. Very awkward to get to, so you're going to need a selection of slotted screwdrivers, various lengths, and a 6mm socket with various extensions, 1/4" ratchet. Okay, so we've got the two air filter boxes out of the way, the wiper plenum removed. So we'll start off by pulling out that rubber block at the front there, just pulls down. Remove the two larger hoses at the back of the intake plenums there. There's one here, one on the other side. And next off we'll go through and undo all 10 hose clamps, and then that'll give us a bit of access once we lift it up to undo all the other hoses. The hose clamps are quite awkward to get to, so you'll have to get creative with your screwdriver and your socket extensions. Hiding away under there. Now if you look here on the seam of the intake plenum, there are some marks there, just raised up. You see 2 there. They sort of give you an idea, give you a clue on what angle to get at them, but we'll have a look at that now. So I'll go through in order of the cylinder numbers, give you an idea of what angle you need to be getting in at. So there's number 1, number 2, straight through the engine lifting bracket there. Number 3, and you see how the screwdriver here lines up with the mark on the plastic there. Number 4, number 5, 6, 7. Next, remove the lower air filter box tray, just lifts up and out. Then you want to lift the expansion tank up and over, and it'll just flex over nicely on the hoses. Disconnects the level sensor as you come up and over. I'll give you a bit more room for around the other side. 8. Number 9. And lucky last, number 10. There's a small electrical box over the back here. It needs to be lifted up and off the back of the plenum, right down the back there. Now you can reach down the back of the plenums here, undo these 2 hoses. Just press the plastic clips and pull them off. Just be gentle because they do break easily. Lift the front up. And there's a hose to disconnect at the front there, one on either side too. There's another small hose over the back in the corner here with a crimp connector on. I was able just to pull it straight off without removing the clamp. And once we've got the intake plenums out of the way, we're left with this view. Beautiful. Right, so we're all back together. Now, one thing you want to watch out for when you're reinstalling the plenums on the throttle bodies is the rubber boots can sort of catch an edge and fold underneath. So you want to get under with a torch and have a good look, and just take your time pushing it back on and make sure all the rubbers push back on the throttle bodies correctly. If it does fold an edge and you don't notice or you don't do anything about it and you leave it, next time you come round to remove them and reinstall them, you're going to have a lot of trouble reinstalling it, because after all the heat cycles it's been through, that rubber sort of gets a memory, and yeah, it's even harder to fold it back then. So what I found the best idea is just to back off all the hose clamps before you reinstall it, so it gives plenty of room for that rubber to sort of flare out and go on with ease. The other thing maybe worth mentioning is, I didn't go into too much detail earlier on, but the 2 hoses in the back corner there, 2 there and 2 on the other side, there's a large one and a smaller one. Now the large one, just about to see it there, that comes off easy. It's just a clip, you just press in with the pliers and pull it back and it comes off easy. The other smaller one, it's got a crimped clamp on it. Now you can either remove that, cut it off and replace it with a Jubilee clip, or what I found, if you just get a good hold of it and sort of work it back, work it loose, it will come off easy. And then reinstall it, just put a bit of silicone spray on it and that'll pop on nicely. It's not under any great pressure, so it's not a big deal, so you can leave the original clamp on it. But yeah, if you can't get it off, you're not pulling hard enough, just give it a good workout and it'll come off. But yeah, the job's not too much of a big deal. Like I say, just take your time and you shouldn't encounter any problems. If you found the video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.